Hi, my name is Jane Powell. Welcome to Community Connections, a program showcasing community involvement brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. Today, we have two guests, Melvin Jones and Kitty Dooley, and they're here to talk to us about the African American Philanthropy in Action, which is a giving circle. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Excellent, nice to be here.
So I think the first question on everyone's mind is, what is a giving circle?
A giving circle is a group of like-minded individuals who come together and they pool their time, their talent, and their treasury, and they try to advance a particular project in the community. And it's a loose-knit organization that may, in effect, select a different project every year. But in every case, the project is something that all of the people in the circle agree on is a worthy project, and they contribute whatever resources they believe are required to make the project or carry the project to fruition.
So there are giving circles around a lot of different topics and ideas.
Yes.
I know sometimes book circles form giving circles, and but Melvin, what was your spark? What said, let me see what I can do with this idea?
Yeah, I went to a foundation conference, and they had a seminar on giving circles, and I didn't know what those were, so I went to see. Met a couple of football players and football coaches that had started a giving circle in Colorado. And the genesis of that was that every time there was an event or something in the community, the same group of young men showed up. And they finally said, you know, we're kind of on the same page with everything. Let's make this loose collaboration a little bit more permanent, and let's form a giving circle. And we can impact the lives of our football players and our communities by doing so. And they did that. And I said, you know, that sounds like a really neat idea, having like-minded people pool their resources and multiply the effect of their giving, whether it be time or talent or treasure. And so came back and talked to the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation, particularly Beckley separately, and she encouraged me a great deal to try to get this started.
Yeah, and started you did. So it started and it's successful. So it's growing quickly.
Growing very quickly. We started in August of 2013. We spent a great deal of time trying to get ourselves organized, and we were expected basically to spend about 2 to 3 years just getting off the ground. As it worked out, we got off the ground much quicker than that, although we did struggle with organization, as I'm told most groups do. But we got it off the ground, and we're going, and we're looking to make our first investment in a 501c3 nonprofit later on this year.
Wow, that's great. So it's interesting, and it's beginning and it's growing, but who can join?
Our giving circle is open to anyone.
Okay.
Its name is the African American Philanthropy in Action, because we are concentrating our efforts right now, or the emphasis of our efforts, on black families. So we're concentrating that effort, so that's our name. But we take all donations. Our founding members have been encouraged to give much more, but the minimum donation is $1 a day, which is $365 a year. And for that, you get membership, and you also get to have a say in how the grants are awarded and who they go to.
Okay, so the focus of the giving circle is African Americans, but the membership is really, I guess, quite open.
Open to anyone, any like-minded individual.
Right.
The idea is that we are paying it forward, so to speak. We gather our resources, we look in our own community and try to find those efforts that are worthwhile and that will make an impact. In doing so, we try to look for those leverage points where our contribution can be multiplied many times over and make a much bigger impact than the size of our contribution.
Right, because together as a group, you're much stronger than as an individual.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess another question about the membership. Although the meetings take place here in Charleston, membership is really open throughout the state. Is that correct?
That's correct. Anyone within the state of West Virginia is really right now the boundaries of our giving is within the state of West Virginia, pretty much anywhere in the state. And those organizations that are working for the betterment of families in West Virginia can apply. We have our application on the website as well as on the website of the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. And we'll be accepting those applications through the 1st of November.
Okay, great. And you know, when we talk about, you know, you got the spark at a conference and it's grown. What we didn't mention, it's the first African American Giving Circle in the state of West Virginia.
That's right. It is. And I didn't realize that when we got started. I knew there were giving circles around the country in many other locales, but we didn't realize that we were the first in West Virginia.
You're blazing trails. I like it. I like it a lot. So you've spent the year organizing and growing, and now you have this money, and you're ready to make a grant, which is a big process in itself. So why don't you tell us just a little bit, we talked about the due date roughly and where to find the application, but let's just go into a little more depth about who applies and some of the requirements for it, and just kind of reiterate that information.
Okay, the basic requirements is to be a 501c3 corporation as defined by the IRS code. And then basically fill out the grant application and tell us what you're trying to do, who the target audience are, and in effect how you will know when you succeed. Because it's our intention to revisit all of our grants after the grant period has expired, if there's a 1-year project or a 2-year project, to actually revisit those projects and see were those people successful or not, and use their own measures to tell us if that was a worthwhile grant, and maybe we should look to replicate it, or maybe we should look for other areas to invest.
Right. And I know all this is detailed if they go the grant application, or of course they can call you or the foundation. The Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation is actually kind of collecting the information.
Yes.
So that's always a way to call for if anyone has a question or if there's anything like that. We'd be happy to help and see what we could figure out there.
Sure.
To get people the right answer, which is great. Kitty, what made you want to get involved, and what makes you excited about the Giving Circle?
Well, I'm truly excited to be a part, founding member of the Giving Circle, and what got me interested and excited is the man that's sitting next to me.
Yes.
And Melvin, while humble about his efforts, really deserves a great deal of credit, because he spoke to people individually, as he did me, about coming together to make a collective effort to support our community. And when we say our community, there is a focus on the African American community. And many times there are opportunities to help the community, and we make our individual decisions to assist that community. But Melvin explained that coming together as a giving circle, the money that we might not believe is a great deal alone, when coupled with 10, 15, 20, 100 other people, will make a vast difference. And we could start to see some movement toward self-sufficiency, toward making a better impact in the community, and greater impact. And so that's why I became involved, because Melvin talked about this concept, and I believed that it was something that really could be duplicated in the Kanawha Valley, and was excited to become a part of the organization, as have so many others.
And you're so right. Whether you're a founding member and you make a larger contribution, or $1 a day member, $1 a day, when you have 20, 30, 50 people doing that, that's money, and that's where you start to see change.
Yes.
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 And the kind of change that we're talking about is not necessarily change that's going to happen overnight, but we want to see groups who are trying to make a difference in the community. And as Melvin said, we will evaluate their success with the dollars that we input. But if they can take that money, leverage it, and then see that as encouragement from folks in the community that they may believe, because our giving is narrowed by our interests, that see interest from other people in the community that they are doing something that's worthwhile and that they can build on that success, then we believe that will begin to strengthen our community from inside out and make all the difference in the world. And hopefully that will change children and families in the Kanawha Valley as they move forward through their lives.
Mm-hmm. You know, in my knowledge of your giving circle, I have seen professional people very interested in it, and maybe an average Joe like me interested in it. So it's nice to see such a broad range of people excited and looking forward to watching it grow and being part of it. So that's been really great to see happen.
It's been very encouraging. It really has. Like I said, the one thing that was really encouraging is so many other groups who started took a very long time to launch. Mm-hmm. So we didn't have that. We actually had our launch happen very quickly, and that was very encouraging. That so many people thought that it was a really good idea, and they moved on it right away.
Okay, and so to get information about the Giving Circle, you have a website. And then it's also available on the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation's website.
Yes, ma'am.
And there they can find the information about, contact information
Mm-hmm.
also,
Mm-hmm.
and the grant application.
Right.
I think we talked about that it is due November 1st.
Yes.
And that is something you might want to look at ahead of time. It's not something to pull up on October 31st and fill out. It does require just a little bit of information. I'll give everybody the heads up on that. And then there are other ways. There is social media. You
Mm-hmm.
guys have a Facebook page,
Mm-hmm.
which has a lot of current information, and it's a nice way for members to interact. And there has been some publicity. I know the newspaper's been very generous about covering it,
Yes.
which is just a wonderful thing. And they have a logo. You'll see the logo in different places.
Right. And I'd also like to invite like-minded people to join.
Absolutely.
We do encourage grant applications from anyone, but this is a tent that can get bigger, and we want it to get bigger. Anyone that believes that they can contribute to the success of their community are invited to join us.
Okay, Kenny, as we're wrapping up today's show, tell me what you see in the future.
Well, I believe our future is really unlimited. And so to the extent that Melvin talks about the Big Ten or those folks who are like-minded, there's room for all of those people. And as we move forward and become able to make greater contributions financially or investment in the community, we can change lives, and there's no question about it. And so we do invite everyone to join us as we move forward.
So I think you two are the generation that gets it started, and hopefully that as a giving circle it grows and it continues to grow for the next generation and be there to help the community in other ways too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I encourage everyone to look at the website. If you're interested in joining, you can contact Melvin. His contact information is there if you're interested in applying for the grant. Again, if you look at the Greater Kanawha Valley website, the information is there. So check it out. Thank you guys so much for being with us today. I appreciate it.
Okay.
It's been Community Connections, brought to you by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation. We'll see you next time.